Welcome students, welcome to the lecture number 1 of the chapter conditional and looping construct. Okay, so this is our chapter number 3rd, right? So let's begin with this chapter. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the arithmetic operators, and also we have seen some questions related to that operator. Okay, so in this chapter number 3 we are going to start with the relational operators. Okay, so basically relational operators are used to find out the relation between the two different objects. Okay, so under relational operators we have these operators with us. Okay, and you can see that the first one is the greater than, then the second one is basically the greater than equal to. Okay, and then we have the symbol of less than. This one is the less than symbol, and then less than equal to symbol. And remember one thing, this double equal to is basically used to compare two different values for equality. Okay, we want to compare the value of two different variables, that whether they are equal or not. In that case we use this operator, and this is basically for not equal to. Okay, we have already discussed these operators in our some previous chapters where we have discussed about the operators, right? So now in this lecture we are going to see that how we can use these operators in our programming, right? So let me explain you that where we are going to use these relational operators. So let me open MS Paint for you now. So let's start that how we are going to use these relational operators. Okay, so till now we have seen what are the relational operators. Okay, right. So what is the basic purpose of these relational operators? With the help of these relational operators we can create conditions. Okay, or we can say that we can create conditional statement with the help of these relational operators. Okay, so these relational operators, what we have seen till now, yes, so these relational operators that we have seen. Okay, so these relational operators are basically used for what purpose? They are used to create the conditional statement. Okay, so the basic purpose of the relational operator is basically used to create the conditional statements. And then suppose if we want to use these conditional statements which are prepared with the help of relational operators in our program. Okay, if we want to use those conditional statement in our program, so how we can use that? Okay, for using those conditional statements in our program we need a particular thing, that is decision control statements. Okay, so what we require the decision control statements. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to discuss the various decision control statements. And what are those decision control statements? So let me guide you that the first decision control statement that we are going to study is basically the if, right? So if is basically the first decision control statement, and after that the second decision control statement that we are going to study is basically the second one is if else, right? And the third decision control statement that we are going to study in this chapter is, the third one is basically if, elif and else, right? So these three decision control statements we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so let's begin with one by one each decision control statement. So the overall summary is that the relational operator which we have seen, these relational operator basically we use those relational operators to create the conditional statement in our program, and if I want to use that conditional statement in my program, then I can't use those statements directly in my program. Okay, I have to use the decision control statements in order to use these conditionals in my program. Okay, so let me explain you these decision control statements one by one. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just write the relational operators and then just note down this diagram first. Okay, so let's see that how these relational operators are used with the decision control statements. Okay, so we will discuss with the help of a case. Okay, so we are discussing the case number 1. Suppose you sit on a counter, right, and at that counter you have to give the final bill to the customer. Okay, and a condition is given to you that if the customer bill, okay, just wait, if the customer bill is more than it's 10,000, then give discount of 10%. Okay, so suppose this is the case given to you as you are sitting in the cash counter or billing counter. So this is the condition given by the owner of the shop to you, that if the customer who is purchasing the articles from the shop, if the total bill of that customer is basically more than 10,000, only then you give discount of 10% to him, right? So let us see that what is basically the condition over here and how we can create that condition with the help of our relational operator. So in this situation, it is given that the value of the bill, if the bill is more than 10,000, okay, so the condition that is given to me in this situation is that the bill is more than 10,000. So in that case, what I have to do, I have to give a discount of 10% to the customer, right? So let me see that how I can write this condition, okay, in the form of conditional statement. So it is given that bill, right, and more than. For more than, we will use this symbol, and I have to compare the value of bill with the amount, that is 10,000, right? So you can see that with the help of the relational operator, I created this condition. Okay, so this is basically the conditional statement, right, which shows that if the which focuses on the condition that bill is greater than 10,000. Okay, so I created the conditional statement with the help of the relational operator, that is greater than operator. Now I want to use this conditional statement in my program. So I can't use this conditional statement directly in my program. If I want to use it, I have to make use of the decision control statement. All right, and the decision control statement that I'm going to use for it is basically if. So how I'm going to use it, that you have to write first if, then you have to write the condition, okay, and then you write colon. Colon is must. Okay, so for how you can write the conditions in the program, first you write if, then you write the condition, then at the end you put the colon, and suppose after giving a space, right, because when we write programming in Python, then indentation is must. Okay, then you have to write the statement which you want to add with this conditional set. Okay, so suppose let me give the name of this statement as statement 1 and the next statement as statement 2, right, and then I write the statement 3, okay, and then statement 4. So now what is the basic thing that I'm going to tell you in this case, that in if is basically used to write the condition, right? Now you can see that in this example I have written the statement 1 and statement 2 slightly shifted towards the right side. whereas the statement 3 and statement 4 is not shifted to the right side, it is in line with the if. Okay, so what does it means? It means that these two statements, that is statement 1 and statement 2, these two statements are associated with the condition placed with the if. Okay, statement 1 and statement 2 are associated with the condition of if. So what does it mean if they are associated with the condition? It means that if the condition which we have written with the if that condition is true, okay, only in that case the statement 1 and statement 2 will be performed. Okay, and once these two statements will be performed, then obviously our control moves out, and then statement 3 and statement 4 get performed. Okay, but suppose if the condition which is specified with the if is not true, if that condition is false, then what will happen? In that case, the program basically skip these two statements because these statements are associated with the if. So if the condition present with the if is true, only in that case these two statements will be performed. But if the condition is not true, in that case the control straight away jumps to the statement number 3, because the statement 3 and 4, they are not associated with the if. Only statement 1 and 2 are associated with the if condition. That's why the impact of the condition being true or false is imposed only on the statement number 1 and 2, right? Why? Because they are joined with the condition of if. Okay, so I hope you understand that what I'm going to tell you in this case, right? So this is basically the case of if. Okay, so let me write a small program right over here, so you can just test this program when you want to write in the Python. Okay, so what we have to do in this case, we will take a variable like bill to take the value of bill from the user, and for taking the bill we first write, we have to write this int, then within the int we will write the input function, and under input function we'll write enter the bill equal to, and then we close it. I just increase the size of it. Okay, so now once you've taken the bill from the user, then you are going to check whether the bill, okay, as per the condition given, is greater than 10,000 or not. Okay, so if this condition is true, in that case obviously we will get a discount of 10%. One more thing I have to do, let me take a variable or named as DISC for discount and set the initial value of that variable as 0. Okay, so if the value of bill is more than 10,000, in that case we will calculate the discount, and that discount will be the 10% of bill. So bill multiply by 10 divide by 100, or we can simply write bill into 0.1. So let me do one thing. In spite of using int with it, I will use float. Okay, so that decimal values can be handled easily, right? So if the value of bill is more than 10,000, then a discount of 10% will be calculated and stored in the bill discount, and then we will write net is equal to bill minus discount. Okay, and then simply write print the net bill is equal to rupees, comma, and then we will write the value of net. Okay, so this is basically a simple program according to the given condition in the case number 1. Okay, so what will be the output that we are going to get in this case? Okay, let me tell you the different situations for getting the output. Suppose if we are giving suppose we are taking it as output 1. Okay, so suppose when the system asks the user enter the bill, right? So suppose if the user gave the bill amount as 8,000. Okay, the bill amount given by the user is suppose 8,000. then the value 8000 gets stored in the variable bill, okay, and the value in discount is basically 0. Then the system will check whether the value of bill is greater than 10,000 or not. Right now the value of bill is 8000, that is not greater than 10,000. So obviously system will skip this line, and the control straight away, in this case the control straight away moves to the net. Net is equal to bill minus discount. So in this case the discount is 0, right, and as we have seen, the value of bill, that is 8000, is not greater than 10,000. So this is false, or we can say that it is false. So obviously this discount expression will not execute, and we come straight away to this net expression. So we will get net is equal to, the value of bill is right now 8000 minus the discount is 0. So the net value is basically 8000. So we get the result as the net bill is equal to rupees 8000 as our answer. Okay, so this will be the result. Okay, so this is our output 1. Okay, let me do one more thing. I just increase the size of this string. Okay, all right. So so this is basically our output 1, right? So you can see that. Now after that, let's discuss with our output number 2, and for that, suppose the output in output 2 we are discussing. Suppose if when the user asks the enter bill, so suppose if the user gave the bill as 15,000, okay, and the discount, initial values of discount is basically 0. When the system checks, when after setting the value of discount as 0, the system checks this condition. So now the current value of bill is 15,000, and when it checks with the 10,000, so yes, 15,000 is obviously greater than 10,000, so it is true, right? So in this case the value of discount is calculated as discount is equal to bill, that is 15,000, multiply by its 0.1, that is 10%. So the 10% of the 15,000 is 1500. Okay, so the new value of discount is 1500, and once this new value is obtained, then the net is calculated, and that is 15,000 minus 1500, and we will get the value of net as 13,500. So when the final result is shown, it is shown like this: bill is equal to rupees, and that will be 13,500. Okay, so in this way you can see your result. Okay, so these are basically the two outputs that we are expecting over here. Okay, so I hope you understand that how we are going to use this if in case number 1, right? So if you want to just have a look, if you want to just see all these, so you can see, right? So this is basically the complete explanation about the first case of the decision control statement. Okay, now as you have seen that this is the first case of the decision control statement. Okay, so let's move to the second condition, second case, and the second case will be, suppose in that we have taken case number 2, and in that case it is written that the if customer bill, okay, just wait, if customer, yes, bill is more than 10,000, then give discount of 10%, otherwise give a discount of 5%. Okay, so this is given to us, right? So let's see that what are the conditions that are given in this case. So the conditions that are given in this case, the first one is, okay, you've seen that the bill is more than 10,000. Okay, so the first case is given that bill is more than 10,000. In that case, we have to give a discount of 10%. And there is one more thing given, that otherwise. Otherwise means the value of bill is either equal to 10,000 or less than 10,000. Okay, in that case, we have to give a discount of 5% only, right? So let's first design the conditions for it. So the first condition, that is bill is greater than 10,000. Okay, so in this case, we have to give a discount of 10%, right? So if this case is given, then we have to give the discount of 10%. And otherwise means the value of bill is either less than or equal to 10,000, right? In this case, we have to give the value of discount of just 5%. Okay, so in this case, we have two conditions with us. So how we are going to deal with the two conditions if given in the program? Okay, so for dealing with the two conditions, we have another decision control statement which consists of if and else, right? So if there are two conditions, then you have to go with if and else. So if, then you will write the condition 1, okay, then colon, and under that condition you have to write the statement 1, whatever statement you want to do, okay, statement 2, and then else. In spite of writing the second condition, you have to simply write the else. Okay, you don't have to write the second statement condition, you can simply write the else statement. Okay, so this one is the statement number 4, and then we have statement 5, statement 6 with us. Okay, so this is basically the syntax. So now you can see over here the statement 1 and statement 2, both these statements are basically associated with the if, and whereas statement 3 and statement 4, these are associated with the else statement. Okay, so you can see that these two statements are under the else part and these two statements are under the if part. Okay, so what will happen in this case? Whenever the control comes over here, it will first check this condition. If the result of this condition is true, in that case these two, statement 1 and statement 2, is performed, and once it is over, then the control straight away moves to the statement number 5. Why it is moving to the statement number 5, ignoring 3 and 4? Because 3 and 4 are associated with the else part. So if the condition is true, then the system will perform only those statements which are associated with the true part only. Okay, and suppose if this condition is false, okay, then what will happen in this case? If this condition is false, then the control will straight away move to the else section and perform only those statements which are associated with the else part, and once they are completed, then it moves to the other statements out of this if and else part. Okay, so this is basically the execution criteria of if else decision control statement. Okay, so if we want to write the program for it, so the program is simple one. First I will take the value of bill from user, that let's take it float. Then we use the input function, and in the input function we write enter the bill equal to this. Let's just stretch it out. Okay, so now then we simply just start checking the condition that if the value of bill is more than 10,000, in that case the discount will be bill multiplied by 0.1. okay, and else part is also there. If the value of discount bill is not greater than 10,000, in that case the discount will be calculated as bill into 0.05 because it is 5%. okay, and then we will find the net, and that net is basically bill minus discount, and then we will simply show the result to the user. The net bill is equal to rupees the net bill is equal to rupees, comma, then we will show the value of net. Okay, so this is just a simple program for solving the case which is given to us. Okay, so today I'm just stopping this lecture right now. Okay, so I hope that this is enough for today. So just go through the chapter thoroughly and understand each and every point which I have told you, and copy all those points neatly in your register. So thank you very much and have a nice day.